Okay, I'm gonna watch some Polish league today, and it is I assume the semifinals, as far as it looked like, and it's Jastrzebski versus Lubin. So Fornal and his team, so they got Carl Timothy, French outside, Lukash, Polish right side, Fornal, Polish outside, and we got Toniutti, the French setter. And then for Luke Lubin, we got Venera, which is Wilfredo Leon, and also I don't know. I assume he's the right side. Bunch of ballers still. It's Wilfredo Leon's team, so you know that they're balling up. But I'm pretty sure Jastrzebski won the Polish Cup or tournament or league or whatever it is. Won the playoffs, and you see Fornal going here. He's obviously back row. Takes the first ball and then acts like he's going on a one here. And I actually think it kind of does make this middle just bite a little bit. And obviously he can't attack front row. He's just faking him out. But it just makes him freak out a bit, and then Fornal steps in and runs his offense there. But yeah, again, I mean, I think I said this one of the last videos I watched. Like, he obviously can't hit there, but even if it just takes his attention, takes the middle blocker's attention away from the actual play and what is actually like truly happening, it's good. It helps. Carl Timothy. I think I saw a post of Carl Timothy's girlfriend or something like that. Bro, she was beautiful, so good for him. If he sees this, mad respect, homie. But yeah, they get messed up here. Lukash bites on the middle, and then he's late over here. But like, this is all it is. Like, with how fast the tempo is, with how fast the offense is when this is a perfect or an almost perfect pass, if he hesitates even for this little bit, then he's putting up barely a block for Wilfredo Leon there. And like, if you're going against a player like Wilfredo Leon, definitely don't take your attention away from him. This is a very exaggerated move by Toniutti. By like doing this, it looks like he's gonna go to the middle here, and then he just gets his hands under the ball and flicks it upward a little bit extra, and he gets people to bite. And he might miss his window by a very small bit. It makes him hang a little bit more, but I mean, it gets a no block and they get a free ball because of it. And then runs it again. I love running again. Let's see how hard Fornal has to transition here. He sprints back. Look at how he hustles. Okay, if you want to get more balls, if you want to get more sets, you want to attack more balls, transition harder, man. Backpedaling is not always going to work. Backpedaling is not always going to give you enough of a lane to do it. And Fornal missed his third pipe there in that same play. And I mean, if you want to be great, you got to be able to just keep it going, even if that play goes forever, man. And that's why our sport, it's not enough people do conditioning stuff, and that includes me. I don't do enough conditioning stuff. Like a long play, everyone's out of breath, man. All of us. Like a really long rally, a really long scrappy rally, bro. Most of us are cooked, even at the high levels, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, most of us are. And I've been liking this guy, McCarthy. I've seen him a few times. He's very bouncy. I think smaller middles can kind of take a look at him because he seems like he just moves well. He's going against some lanky middles for Jastrzebski. And Lukash is a big dog. I'm pretty sure he's Polish. I assume he is. I was in Poland. I just got home. Pavilion, New York, baby. And I stopped in Poland. I had a little layover in Poland. It was good. Does Fornal get this ball? What happened here? Oh, okay. The middle pops it up. And you see this middle, you can barely see it, but he goes one-handed here. And honestly, like doing one hand stuff, just being able to do some weird stuff is honestly so important because it's just going to be like reaction stuff. Like sometimes you won't have time to do certain things. Sometimes it'll just make more sense. But you see how Fornal, it's a quick play. He's inside. He just kind of backpedals, and then his approach is straight towards the ball. Ball's tight, and then he just presses into it. He tries to get a little recycle there, but it just sneaks over there. It looked like that outside just went towards the hands. Again, this dude just moves well, man. Look at how quick he recognizes where the pass is, how low the pass is, and he gets to where he needs to be quick as heck. Gets up there, and he's just up there before the middle blocker can get up there. Yeah, I like this guy, man. It looks like he's got a sweet mustache too, and he just takes a real quick, like fast arm swing, just pops it past that middle blocker. Lukash, and like look at how he doesn't find the location of the ball until this step right here, and then he's off balance and jumping backward into the side. And if he waits on this foot and then gets both of his feet here, maybe he's still not in an ideal situation, but he's in a better situation than he was. So just be patient. Use that left foot for righties at least. Use that left foot to find where the ball is going to be and make a good decision. Get your feet there. This is a great example of this. Okay, look at how like things are kind of weird. He gets over here. He waits and then gets his feet there. Obviously, it's not perfect, but look how he gets both his feet there. Although it's weird, it's not ideal. Both of his feet are at the ball, and he's jumping straight up instead of jumping to the side or backwards or whatever it is. Nope. I think this game has a lot of missed serves, but I could be wrong. I love how Toniutti finishes his hands here. Look how he finishes. Like he finished his hands, like swiping almost, But it's just to make sure that he doesn't leave that ball off the net. And I mean, it looks like a really good ball. Yeah, like when you're getting moved off the net like this as a setter, you need to learn how to not make that an excuse to miss the window. Like you still need to learn how to either get your feet there or finish your hands still to the right spot so that it's not drifting off the net. If your body is drifting away, from the net, then the way that you contact that ball is going to catch your momentum, in a sense. Like in a physics sense, it's going to, as you grab that ball for a split second, it's going to catch your momentum. Let's say, I don't know if that's the correct physics term, whatever, but like it catches your momentum and goes with you for even just a split second. So it's like drifting that way a little bit, you know what I mean? Wow, look at how he gets on that. Takes an angle at it too. I don't mind that. Just pops it. I don't mind that. I like how it's like he gets off this block, gets off the net a bit, finds where the ball is, goes up, bangs it. Boom. Yeah, that's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, like in an exaggerated way, that like missing the window when people are like running off the net and jumping away from the net while they're setting. If you've ever played basketball and you're trying to shoot a fadeaway or wow, that's a freaking bomb right there by Wilfredo Leon. Jeez, man, not much you can do there. I mean, look at how that just goes barely over the net there. That's barely passing the tape, and he's hitting it at 12 feet at probably 70 miles an hour. Anyways, if you're shooting like a shot where you're either jumping from side to side or nice, it's a really nice swing down the line there, or jumping backwards even. If you're jumping backwards, you got to give it just a little bit more. If you're jumping to the side, you have to like finish your hands quick, and like if you jump to the side and you shoot, then that ball's going to drift that way. because that's just, I don't know, that's just how physics work. I don't think I need to explain physics to you guys. It just makes sense. I'm not going to keep going with that. I'm just going to talk about volleyball. And he stops himself here. It's interesting. He passes this and then just like stops himself and just approaches where he is. You know, I don't know. This might be a swagger thing. It might be a timing thing. I don't know. Could be optimal. Could not be. I can't really tell. He's early there. That's why it's just important to keep a consistent tempo and have that tempo that you want very, very well understood between you and your setter, you know? Yeah, and they drop Toniutti every single time. And yeah, Fornal, man, he makes good block moves. And look at how he just finishes his hands so well there. And then because he finished his hands, even though it hits him on like the edge of his block, like on the inside of this arm here, it looks like, it doesn't go out enough because he's finishing downward. Like, it's going downward, so it doesn't have enough time to go out of the court. Yeah, it hit the court. Okay. And then he just stares him down. He yells in his face a little bit there. He probably got a warning. Or a yellow card or something there. Who knows? Worth it, though. And then he gets another one. Wow. And this one's even more exaggerated with how much he pressed here because he jumped higher and he got a swing block move there. Like, goes early because of the tempo, gets his feet there, jumps straight up, presses really well over that. And, like, the finish, the timing of it, too, it's like he's up there, and right as he's hitting it, that's when Fornal is going to start pressing. Like, look at, he's stable. He's stable as he's jumping up. He's still pressing a little bit as he's jumping up, but then right before it's about to hit him, he presses more and just blocks. Jeez, he finished that block real well there. Like, look at the timing of it. About it hits it, boom. As he's hitting it, boom. You know, it's beautiful. And you don't want to press early. You don't want to press late. You just want to press perfect. You want to press on the perfect time. It makes sense. I like this by Toniutti. And like just a little bit of unconventional movements too will get that that middle to kind of delay or bite, you know. Oh gosh, I'm thirsty. I really like how they drop Toniutti in the blocking. Very smooth. They're very smooth about it. Like, this is so seamless. Like, this is just so nice. Like, there's no confusion about it. And Fornal knows to close all the way to the pin because he knows that Toniutti's going to drop. Either that's really great communication or it's just they're so comfortable playing with each other. I'm not sure which. Again, same thing with Fornal's finish there. And it's very different from the finish that this middle does here. His is a little bit less exaggerated, but it's still a really nice block. I mean, if you can get your pits over the net, you can finish like this right here. Like, if you're getting your pits over the net, you can finish like that. But if you're going to finish your arms like that, then you need to time it really well. But I mean, most of us don't really have to worry about that much. And then there's Lukáš, who just kind of puts his hands up there and it hits him and it works out. Sometimes you'll get blocked by some weird block like that, you know. You just gotta know your opponent as well as you can. Watch as much film as you can, so you don't get caught on some weird stuff. Yeah, that ball just barely travels over top of that middle. And I mean, I know some programs who genuinely train to have it be the same ball, and then it's just a choice of the middle to either pick it off or not. Yeah, I love this. Gets his feet, gets his momentum behind the ball, travels inward to it, blasts across. Stares him down, too. Why not, man? Why not? Let's see, back to the right side, down the line. Not good enough scoop. And like this, okay, this is a good, I like this block move. Obviously, he's solo here, it's a perfect pass. But this is like if you're an outsider, a pin, or whoever it is, multiple routes going on, and you want to be a help blocker, you're here, you're waiting. Then once you see where this ball's going, you do a little shuffle step. You're neutral here, so you see how he's not pointing either way or leaning either way. He's neutral and balanced, and then he sees where it's going, and then he hits a little shuffle move, just a two-step shuffle, boom, pops it. And I mean, it was a good hit. He was solo. You're not going to get a solo block every single time, okay? He's Wilfredo Leon. Yeah, not the right guy to attack on a triple block. And this is why I tell you guys to attack this setter or right side usually. Usually, it depends. Know your opponents, of course. But, like, yeah, don't go after Wilfredo Leon's hands. Never do that. Just not a good idea. Nope, miss serve. Pops someone off the chest, and then he misses a serve. Stinky. Ooh. Wilfredo Leon, good choice. Just quick. It's quick, too. I like that. It's not crazy. You see Remy's footwork here. It's a pivot. So it's pretty much in system. It's very fast. It is a fast route. So he pivots his right foot, steps on it, takes one step, goes off 1 foot, and rolls. Yeah, not a bad move at all. Overpass, yep. Wilfredo Leon's going to put that puppy away. Let's see where this landed. Yeah, that's terrifying. I don't blame Lukash for flinching. A lot of the time I would blame people for flinching, but not when it's Wilfredo Leon. And then he makes a better decision here to go after the right side instead of Wilfredo Leon, but he just swings too low. No matter what, if you're going for fingers, you have to swing high. Like, you have to be okay with taking a little bit of risk with where you swing on it. And be like, okay, because if you don't, then you're either going to get blocked if it's too low, or it's going to be soft blocked. So you got to be okay with a little bit of risk. Let's see what happens here. Yep, back to Wilfredo. It's good. Yeah, just give it back to him, man. Late game like this, like game on the line, give it to Wilfredo. Don't be playing so stupid games. 23-24. Big serve from Wilfredo. That's a tough person to have on the line for Jastrzebski. And then he makes up for it. Okay, so the last three out of system balls, he got blocked by Wilfredo. Then he got blocked by this right side here. And now he goes off the hands. You got to take that risk. You got to get the top portion of the hands. He goes out of bounds. Very nice. Make up for himself. And, like, right there, he makes an adjustment. He finally makes an adjustment. I was talking to a Brazilian coach. Shout out Lucas Saiz. And he was saying, like, in the Brazil gyms, they have a rule in their culture where it's like 3 times and you're dumb. Like if you repeat the same mistake 3 times, like the first 2 times it's like, okay, whatever. But then if you make it that same exact mistake a 3rd time, it's like, all right, you're obviously not thinking. Like you're not making any sort of adjustment. You're just playing mindlessly. So like you're dumb pretty much. So like, I mean, and in games you're gonna have to make adjustments on the fly so often. So you have to, first of all, you have to broaden your horizon so that you have more options to change what you're doing. But also, while you're in game, you have to be aware and you have to be present enough to be able to be like, okay, this has been happening, I need to make an adjustment. So develop some adjustments that you'll maybe need to make, like develop the ability to do it, but then you also need to be present by working on your mind, and like, I don't know if I've said this on here before, I really don't know, can't remember, but like most athletes would agree that most sports are 90% mental. Like talent will get you very far, talent will get you in the door, but mindset will get you out the door with a trophy, if that makes sense. That might be an original saying by me here, but like seriously, like 90% of the sport is mental, but so few people genuinely put time and effort into the mental aspect of their talent and ability. Like everybody knows that you need to get reps, you need to work out, you need to do this and that, diet. Most people just completely neglect the mental aspect of the game. I love this swing here. And look at how much he has to just, and when you're going down that line, when you're like going cross body to go like quick chop off the line, maybe try and get at the edge of the block, you almost have to think about like going like that a bit too, like the downward while your arm is still here, because like the mobility. Really nice swing there. I really like that take. Really nice swing. But like the mobility of your arm is limited. At least for me, I'm not flexible enough. Like this is as far as my arm can go, which means that like this is the angle that I have. This is the angle that I have. But if I go like that, then I can hit behind me by going like that. You know what I mean? So don't give up on a play, man. Try and be aggressive. Try and put some sexy free ball over. I had a free ball that I put over recently where it was like a messed up pipe, and I went like, shoot, I'm gonna have to rewatch it because it almost scored. It was pretty sweet. But yeah, I bumped it over and it was almost a kill. But yeah, like learn how to do stuff for your mental aspect of the game, because like visualization, meditation, breath work, all that stuff. I really like how Bremy is taking his approach here at an angle, and I mean I'm a big fan of that on the outside. I'm a slightly smaller fan of that on the pipe, I guess just not as much. But I mean, this one's a different route. I think this is a dive route. But again, he's just up there so quick. And this is why it's important to be able to see the middle and see the correct route, because look at how so he sees where the pass is, this middle here. Okay, he sees where the pass is, he looks at the middle real quick, and then he's just watching the setter. And then he's getting ready to dive on this three or this gap, this wide, whatever you call it, this 31. And then, oh shoot, it's right in front of me. Bang, it's bounce down. So just, there's two things that you really got to focus on when you're blocking, like as a middle blocker, is where's the pass, what route is the hitter going on. Okay, those are the two main things that you got to worry about. Okay, I don't know, maybe I could be told something else, but somebody might have to convince me of it. But like, you're gonna have to go back and forth, setter body language to hitter route. Like what are they doing? Like you're gonna have to be able to see some stuff. Gosh, I love this. Look at how much space he covers here. Okay, he's here. Look at where his left foot. Yeah, look at where his left foot is planted. And then from here to there. And he still drifts forward. Like, look at how much space he covered there. He went from here to there to get his feet to the ball and takes an absolute rip, probably off the fingers. Oh, out of bounds. Still a good swing. I'm fine with it. Fornal is still a G. Okay, let me just clarify. A little tipsky there. Put it up for Wilfredo Leon there. Doesn't work out. Fornal's got a few blocks. Quick play like this. Look at how he just throws his hands over the net real quick. He's not up as high as he usually is. He's still pretty high. I mean, he's an athlete. But again, like, it's a quick play, and he's pretty much just standing there, so he has to just press his hands over the net as he's jumping and do it quick. Do it very quickly. A little miscommunication there. Carl Timothy off the block gets a little recycle there. And this right here, like, this is why he did this early in the game, where he dropped his hands forward and then threw it up over top for the pipe. Because, like, when he does this, that's like a giveaway that's going in the middle usually. And then he sneaks it through the block there. Nope. Missed serves for days. Dime. Over top. Another time. And, dude, again, like, and I've used short float serves as an excuse far too much to not be on my pipe route. Because I don't have a big enough lane. Screw that, dude. I pass right there. Take 2-3 steps. Get up. Hit the pipe. And, like, again, like, not making an excuse to not be up means that you're going to get set more. It means that you're going to be available and you're now an option in the offense, which makes it scarier for the other team, and it makes it easier for your setter because he can do whatever the heck he wants to. Like, imagine you're playing chess, but then randomly your opponent can say, no, you actually can't use your queen right now. Like, every other play, you can't use your queen. Something like that. Like, come on. It's raining outside, man. He got popped. Lukash got popped right here. Bang. Usually you'll be able to protect yourself, but yeah, that one happened quick. That one happened very, very fast. And he stays in the game. He's not a baby. He's not a child. He still pushes through. Toniutti put the tight for Carl Timothy there. Interesting. And, like, again, like, this guy does the kind of the same thing that I was talking about. Like, he is okay with bending his elbow when he goes like that, you know. I don't know, that looked like it was for different reasons, but still looked like it worked pretty well. Again, Bremy's just contacting this ball high, taking it deep into the court. Like, that's a really nice swing. And it's quick. Like, he doesn't really have time to open himself up like an outside and do so much. Like, it's a very shortened arm swing. It looks good, though. Really looks good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to do that sometime soon. Sorry. Just some thoughts. Also, like, I mean, I don't recommend doing this so much, but like, look at how he kind of approaches and, like, holds his arm swing here, acting like he's going to hit it off the hands and then blasts it as hard as possible. Like, he goes up kind of slow, like, oh, shoot, I'm going to aim for hands, and then just hits it as hard as possible, and he gets a tool because it looked like they kind of – I mean, it looked like he hit them pretty high, but, yeah, I mean, if they dropped, then it probably would have been a kill too. I don't know. That's kind of a risky thing. But some people can get away with it. Who was it that did it recently? That was Mar. The Canadian on Piacenza did that recently. And he bounced it. I think he might have hit the setter. Was it for Trentino? Yeah, I think it was for Trentino. Just got him. Like, not in the face, but just hit his body. I think his arm maybe. Still, this looks like a very lazy transition. But hey, if you're 7 feet tall and you have a good arm swing, it doesn't really matter. It just looks easy, and that's late game too. Like, he looks like so loose, and I mean, that's a huge thing too. Like, just being able to stay loose in pressure situations, being able to just mold to the play, and just, yeah. I mean, like, if you get stiff, then, I mean, let's be honest, you're not going to play as well. So you got to be able to handle pressure. Somebody went in the net. Toniutti, I guess. Yeah, Toniutti went over there. Or the net there. Let's go. Okay. Spin serve out of bounds. 25-22. Let's go back. Looks like maybe he's stiff, like I'm talking about. Yeah. I just messed up the hand contact. That'll happen sometimes. 24-23. Pretty sure he finishes us out here. Dime, Toniutti, over the top. And they're biting on this. Like, Wilfredo Leon's coming all the way over to the half-court line, pretty much, like the midline, to help out on that middle. They're leaving Lukash alone, man. They don't really care much about him. Dang. Good for Bremy, but, yeah, like right here, exactly. Like, I mean, and this is exactly what you need to do once you get that same exact situation, because from this play, he gets it, and he sees, oh, okay, Wilfredo Leon bit a ton on the middle on perfect. And luckily, I mean, obviously he couldn't control the pass there, but he gets a perfect pass situation when the middle's an option, and then throws it back for Lukash right after. Adjustments. Like, you see that they're making an adjustment, you adjust immediately. You adjust on the fly, you make your adjustment quick. It's very, very nice by Toniutti there. And then you run the middle again, because now you know that Leon has to respect this more, and he can't just commit on it. And then he's late, and he's not able to block him. Boom. And now Leon's just he's just gone. Now he's just nowhere to be found, because he's back and forth. And if someone's back and forth, that means that they're nowhere. They're not staying anywhere. You know what I mean? So, out of bounds. Missed serves. Wilfredo with a terrible pass. Sorry. Let's see. Decent swing, honestly. Did not expect him to be able to get that ball in front of his right shoulder there. But, like, a weird ball like this where it's terribly out of system. Again, righty, right side. Get that ball in front of your right shoulder somehow. Then you can just take a swing. And when I say in front of that right shoulder, I don't mean in front of you this way. I mean that ball directly in between you and the net, right in front of that right shoulder if possible. Fornal's been taking so many approaches from inside the court like this, and then just rocks it downward. Just quick and under there. It's smart. He sees a gap. He sees a scoring window, and he doesn't have the ability to hit it as hard as possible into that scoring window. But the scoring window doesn't require him to hit it as hard as possible, so he hits it a little bit softer into that scoring window. You know, like it's so much more about location than anything else. Love this swing, man. I really do. Gets his hand behind that ball, pops it deep into the court. Again, like middles, you really need to start practicing swinging deep in the court, because too many middles just practice bouncing the ball. Way too many middles just try to bounce the ball every single time, and then what happens in games? You get blocked, or you get nervous and you don't go for that ball, and then you're trying to take swings that you've never taken before. You know, like you got to practice what's going to be required in a game. Like ideally, you need to practice the swings and the plays that are required to win a championship. You know, like you got to think about, okay, if we're playing a really, really good team, what are some of the plays that would score on a really, really good team? And if you practice those consistently, bro, you're going to be freaking dominant. You're going to be nice. You're going to be a beast. But if you just try to bounce every ball, and then when you finally play against really good players, when like it's required to beat really, really good players for playoff purposes, whatever, then you're trying stuff that you've never done before. You're crapped out of luck. You're done. You're donezo. Dimesky, backward, Lukash, right through the block. Right in the middle of the block. Bang, bang, no. Love that. Love this transition here. From over here, shuffle. And like, if you're taking an approach like that, you're going to have to be okay with drifting away a little bit. You know, like you want to stop yourself as much as possible. Like you really don't want to drift too much when you're running this 31. You know, it's really hard. It's a really hard route if you're drifting away from it. So like it's kind of similar to blocking. Like you want to learn how to jump straight up as much as you can. You know, sometimes you can't stop all of your momentum, but still. All right, let's see here. We got 11-13 in the third set. Bremy with a real nice serve here. I am tired. I am ready to go to bed right now. Holy crap. Maybe I am jet lagged still. Who knows? Over to the outside there. And you're trying to attack this mismatch here, man. Honestly. In all honesty, you really, like, you gotta just abuse that mismatch as much as possible. It's Toniutti. He's a tiny guy. Sorry, Toniutti. You're a baller, and I'm a big fan, but you're a tiny dude. And it makes it even more impressive that Toniutti's able to play at the level that he's able to play at because, dude, he is not a physical specimen, to say the least. I think he, like, for how big he is, he actually jumps pretty high. And, like, I mean, if he gets a tight ball, he actually is able to take care of it pretty well because he jumps pretty high for how short he is. But, yeah, I don't know. He's maybe 5'9". I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know how tall he is. But, like, it's very impressive how he's played in the Olympics. And, like, he's a really, really good setter. Like, skill, like, technical skill will get you very far. Yeah, it's very, very impressive. Like, Wilfredo Leon, dude, that dude could be much less clean with the ball, and he would still be at the level that he's at because he's just so physical. He would just be a right side instead. Yeah, and like I mean, he still is skilled, and he's obviously worked extremely hard. But like him being 6'10", and a lot of his athleticism was God-given. You know, and then you just got to choose how you're going to use your God-given talents. Oh, what are you doing, Lukash? Why are you not up? And again, like communication errors. If you're having communication errors, I don't know if this is just a really, really bad set or what happened there. It's hard to tell perfectly, but yeah, you got to be able to communicate. And like Toniutti's not huge, so this tight ball here is really hard for him, but like he's able to just use one hand and still hit a perfect window to Carl Timothy there. Like that's crazy impressive. It's mad impressive, dude. Good for him. He drops off to make big moves. Yeah. And I was talking to somebody about how to prevent getting field goaled. And you see two different things with these guys here, okay? You see this guy with his head in between his arms, and you see this guy with his arms in front of it, like his head behind his shoulders almost. So, like, if you want to limit the times that you're getting field goaled, so, like, you want to close your arms a little bit better, think about this, okay? If I'm trying to get my biceps as close as possible while going straight up, then they're this far. But then if I roll my shoulders inward and I'm blocking here, my biceps are much closer. So like if your arms are in front of your body, like blocking in front of you, you're gonna stop yourself from getting field goaled much more than if you're going here because you're just like this. The space is different, you know. So now, hopefully that makes sense, and I'll explain it a little bit different now. So like block in front of you instead of with your whole body. Like let your arms be a separate entity from your body. Okay, so let them move freely, separate from your body. Really nice take. Really nice angle here. Takes it sharp. And like although this dude stops himself short, he's a big dude, he presses decently. Takes it quick to that sharp. And like look how he takes his ball, passes it, he's deep, hustles over there. And like he's pretty much just running here. He's just running because that's what the play requires. And then at the end of it when he's on this left foot here, he goes two-step, boom, jumps, takes a real good rip. Beautiful. Not textbook, but just beautiful. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know if there is such thing as textbook, because some of the most beautiful plays are people going outside of the textbook, so to speak. Like, going away from the usual thing. Like, look at the difference this makes right here. Look at how his shoulders and like his arms are in front of him instead of he's going like this. You know what I mean? Because then his shoulders aren't in the way as much, at least. Like, obviously, he can't just put his shoulders together. But, like, I don't know, some people can. Like, people who don't have clavicles can do that. But, like, yeah, you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I think Fornal does a really good job of blocking with his arms in front of him. You know, that's not game. What are you? Why are they celebrating? The game's not over. Are they like, just like trying to get a yellow or something? They're not going to get a yellow for that? That's crazy. I don't know. That's fun, though. I like that. I don't mind that. They should be able to do that. That's fun. Yeah, but I hope that blocking thing makes sense. A lot of people are interested in that type of question, you know. Hopefully you watch this video long enough to get that little nugget, though. I'll probably repeat it in another video. We'll see. Love this, man. That's a really nice swing. I want to see this one more time. And he's still taking his approach from outside the court, and then his final two steps are inside the court. Like, he's still going angled into the court there, which is beautiful. 4 touches here. 1, 2, off the block. No, just downward. Bang. Over the top. This has worked very well for them this game. Over the top. They've bitten on the middle a ton. I mean, their middles are very good for Jastrzebski, so. And then over the top, Fornal puts it away. Bang. And he still goes away from them. He still goes away from the two blockers because they're very lanky. So as he's hitting that ball, they still possibly could be having their hands above the net. And he just bounces it. Really good game. Thanks for watching, guys.